Hi everybody, I'm here to talk to you about my home buying process and what tips I would give you if you're in the housing market right now trying to buy a house. Disclaimer, I'm not a real estate agent. I've never taken a real estate class. This is purely a perspective from somebody who was in the home buying process and interested in getting a home offer accepted and the measures that I did to get to that. Now, everyone has different perspective, everyone has different methods that work for them. This is purely my experience and take it however you want it. Some of them are recommendations, some of them are probably, due to different situations that are already happening in the area that I'm looking at. But again, my opinion, my experience, hi, perspective of a regular person that has never taken a real estate class. And you definitely do want to follow those real estate agents that have YouTube channels and constantly talk about the market and what trends are happening, because that's one of the tips that I'm going to give you. But I'll start with number one. Tip number one: find a real estate agent that has the expertise or knowledge of the area that you're looking at, because they are usually or should be well connected to other realtors that probably have listings already. And they might not give you something that's off the market, because right now a real estate agent would probably not try to sell something without a listing, since it's a competitive market. So they're going to put it out there. But you might actually get your foot in the door. You might be able to get on top of the counter list for them to negotiate price. So find a realtor that is specific within the area that you're looking at, that potentially has a better network of realtor friends that are also selling and buying within that same industry or the same location, not industry, location, and might actually be more familiar with what sorts of trends are happening in that area with regards to offers. So, how much should we put down? Would an FHA loan be attractive or not? What contingencies should be considered? Is there going to be an appraisal that's going to need to be waived in order for your offer to look competitive? So definitely look for a realtor that is an expert within the area that you're looking at. Number two, número dos, do not feel like you're married to your real estate agent. Do not feel like you have to go through this crazy divorce period that is super expensive and long. You're only in a relationship with them until you buy something, or if you don't. You can definitely cut that out if you feel like your realtor and you is not a good relationship. If they're not really kind of cutting it for you, or if you don't feel like they're trying their best, or they're kind of leaving you off the back burner, or they're not finding houses that are your style, don't feel like you have to stick with that same realtor. My experience, we had a realtor, super, super, super nice person, but wasn't really having us draft competitive offers. I was doing my homework on the back end of like reading articles and looking at Reddit and looking at all these different things that were going on, and she was giving us advice of how to write offers that was more of a traditional sense, not in a competitive market. So definitely, if you start noticing a trend that you're not even getting counter offers, even though your offer seems to be competitive, you might want to cut that and find a new one. Okay, number three, número tres, uno, dos, tres, número tres, tres. Do your homework. Join Reddit subgroups that are regarding real estate. Find a YouTube realtor that you want to follow that is entertaining to you, but also analyzes trends and talks about what's going on, even at the policy level, like what's going on with interest rates. What are some contingencies that are being considered, or appraisals being waived, or what makes a competitive offer, what approaches you should do. If you find a realtor on YouTube that is also within the region of where you're looking, that's a plus. But definitely look for a realtor that's on YouTube and watch them. Just kind of educate yourself on the process, because you can provide some suggestions to your real estate agent and they might take it, they might not. Again, this is part of the relationship that you have with the real estate agent. So just kind of look into that. But definitely be in the know of what it is that you can do and, what opportunities there are. I know that there's a lot of real estate agents out there that, oh, you can go in with 5%. That is not true. I mean, you can, but the chances of you getting there, the chances of you having an offer accepted at this particular housing market, which is a seller's market, like on cocaine, chances of getting a house at 5% are pretty slim. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just giving you kind of a perspective that doesn't really create that competitive offer. Again, it's highly dependent on where you're located. So whether it's, in the East Coast, West Coast, whatever, that's where it's important for you to do your homework and find out, because I could be completely wrong with a different region and you find out through, I don't know, the real estate subgroup that in the Central Valley of California, 5% is actually pretty common. And if that's true, then that's great, because that's, it makes it easier for you to kind of come in and maybe increase it by 1 or 2% to make a competitive offer. But ultimately, number 3 rule is do your homework and be in the know. Get yourself dug into these different expert groups and just kind of be familiar with what's going on. Number 4, be active, be proactive on sending your realtor listings that you find on Redfin, on Zillow. That helps because maybe you are able to get a showing for that house, but also you're kind of building a portfolio of houses, so the realtor gets to know what type of houses you're looking for. And if they find something on their end that you probably missed on Redfin or on Zillow, they're already familiar with what it is that you're looking at. So you're looking at, I don't know, big backyard, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, studio, that has a studio attachment to it, that has an ADU attached to it, whatever it is. You obviously want to talk to your real estate agent and set these different kind of criteria that you're looking for. But by sending them these listings that are already out there, that gives them a better picture of what it is that you're looking for. And of course, it's always important to be proactive, because again, they might miss it. They got other clients going on, and that's okay. I hope real estate agents aren't against, their clients sending them listings. I definitely did that at least once a week. I was sending my realtor listings as soon as I saw them come out, with the hope that we would get a showing. And I mean, that's how it worked out. Anyway, the house that we ended up buying was actually a house that I didn't even notice on Redfin or Zillow. It was not available. He had seen it on firsthand from one of, his own kind of network things that are going on. And then we were able to see it as a backup to a house that I really, really liked in the area. And we didn't end up getting an offer for. So point blank is, you definitely want to be proactive and send listings that you find to your realtor so they get an idea of what you're looking for, and then potentially be able to see the house that you send them. Number 5, now this isn't my last, because I have a bonus one, because I think it's important to mention, but number 5 is be open-minded and don't fall in love. Or if you do fall in love, get ready for some serious heartbreak, because you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting to hear back for a counter offer, another counter offer, or at least even just one counter offer. And you're not going to hear shit a lot of times. It's going to be tough. And I cried. I was like, oh my God, we bid $100,000 over asking for one house. And I'm so glad we didn't get it. We didn't even get a counter offer. But I am so glad we didn't get it, because we would be eating fucking shit right now. Top ramen for everybody. Freaking salchichas con spaghetti for everybody every single day, because we would not be able to afford to eat out ever. And the thought of putting in an offer at 100,000, it was because we were getting desperate, and we were just like, what are we gonna do? We had a second baby on the way. We were kind of had these plans of like, we have to move out by X and X day, and this thing needs to happen. And that's the problem with this market, is you do not want to get in. Buying a house is an extremely serious commitment, and you do not want to get into something that you cannot afford. And that is my bonus recommendation, whatever it is that I'm giving you. Know what you can afford, okay? And that includes, okay, how much down payment can you put down? How much improvements do you have to do that are like ultimately necessary for the house to be livable? So assume you're gonna get, or you see a house that is a fixer-upper. Okay, is the roof falling apart? Do you have to pay for that right away? How much is that gonna cost? And do you have cash for that? How much can you afford monthly? That's the biggest one. Interest rates were low for a really long time, but they're going up now. And so you have to consider that. How much can you afford monthly that is comfortable, that you'll be able to still live outside of having to just pay a mortgage and that's it? If you have a house, if you have a car payment, you have daycare. I have daycare that I have to pay for every single month. That is practically a second mortgage, which is insane. So I technically work to be able to pay for that daycare, but that's a whole nother story, whole nother video. Okay. Anyway, you must know what you can afford. And those are all my tips. So yes, those are all my tips, and I'm wishing you the very best of luck on this process of buying a house and building generational wealth. Best of luck to you, and please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or ideas of other stuff you'd like to hear about. I'm going to be doing more videos on generational wealth, how to secure that, increase that, or just different options with regards to increasing the amount of money that can come into your possession and assets. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.